Welcome to Gratu Training Institute, a research institute for the agriculture and the conservations. We do these researches because these are the key element things that's going to guide the community on how they're going to improve their livelihood as well as to live a coexistence life where they do the activity that they're doing on the ground level. On today's topic, we are going to focus on something called molecular farming. This is the use of genetically engineered plants, where plants or plant cultures, where these plants are going to be used to produce a vulnerable biological product, such as pharmaceutical, vaccine, antibiotics, enzymes, and industrial proteins. Instead of using bacteria, yeast, or animal cells cultures, plants act as biological factories. This is the whole understanding of the molecular farming. A gene encoding the desired protein is identified, and then the gene is introduced into a plant using a genetic engineering technique. And then with that principle, you see the plant expresses the target protein. Once the plant has expressed the targeted protein, then the protein is extracted, purified, and formulated for its intended use. Some methodologies are being used against these principles. Now we're gonna speak about two of them, and one of the methods is stable transformation. In this case, the gene is permanently integrated into the plant's genome and then passed to a future generation. That's one method that is called stable transformation, as well as the other second method is transient expression. In transient expression, the gene is temporarily introduced, this leading to a rapid protein production without a permanent genetic modification, and this is method commonly used for the fastest production. Unlike the first method, stable transformation, a transient expression, this is one of the fastest that is being used in molecular farming. And you see common host plants that are being used in terms of these methods. We can do this molecular farming in rice, tobacco, maize, potatoes, tomatoes, lentils, and alfalfa. The product we get that are being produced during the molecular farming, we have several of them, and we can have some products that are going to be used directly to human consumption. Others can be used for community development, as well as production of various products. And the products that I'm going to mention, this is like vaccine. Most vaccines are produced in this for molecular farming. Vaccines that are against diseases such as influenza and COVID. Research and commercial application have been used to produce such vaccines. Monoclonal antibiotics. This is one second product or another product and discuss that being used using molecular farming. And you see monoclonal antibiotics. This is used in cancer treatment as well as infectious disease. Another product we can get is like therapeutic proteins, therapeutic proteins such as insulin-like proteins, as well as the growth factors and the enzymes that are going to be used for human body. Industrial enzymes for food processing and targeting and detergents and biofuels are other products that can be mentioned that have been used as a product of this farming method, without forgetting neurocyclical vitamins and health protein compounds. Advantages of this molecular farming is low cost of production than the mammalian cell cultures, as well as it's very easy for scalability by cultivating more plants. There is a reduced risk for contamination with human pathogens, as well as can rapidly produce protein during diseases and outbreaks. And one of the most prone of this issue is that it's very suitable for producing complex proteins with proper folding. We have some limitation as well, but you can see some limitations such as plant-specific glycosylation may differ from the humans. This is something to do with glucose and sugar level, or sugar modification may differ from that of human. And you see things to do with protein yield can vary depending on the plant, on the expression systems. Purification from plants tissues can be challenging. When you try to get the purified plant cells or tissue, it's very, very, very challenging, as well as regulation, approvals, and public acceptance of the genetically modified plants remains important consideration, and these bodies or regulating authority try to limit and to see that it's being done at a very low level or at a very regulated positions. Where is molecular farming used, as well as where can we apply the skills of molecular farming? Pharmaceutical production, this is one of the application areas, as well as veterinary vaccines, diagnostic reagents, this is the production of the diagnostic reagents, industrial enzymes, we do produce industrial enzymes, and these enzymes can be produced using this from molecular farming, as well as functional foods and nutraceuticals. These are more of the application of the kind of the farming. Let's take an example for practical application for this molecular farming. You see, in a situation where during COVID-19 pandemic, plant-based expression system using nocturnal benzamina were used to rapidly produce vaccines, candidates, and antibiotics. This demonstrating the potential of molecular farming for responsible or responding for emergency and infectious diseases. To summarize the whole thing about molecular farming is that molecular farming is a branch of biotechnology, which uses plant as cost effectiveness, scalability, and self-production of platform for high-value proteins, as well as other biological importance molecules.